We are starting with lesson 3 in chapter 11. We're going to talk about areas of a circle and areas of a sector, which is part of a circle. Some of this is going to be review for you, especially area of a circle. The sector of a circle is a new term. It's just a region of a circle bounded by a central angle and its intercepted arc. So remember, while we're going over these vocabulary terms, you can always pause it if we're going too fast. So I have a central angle here. I have its intercepted arc. So the part of, I like to call it the part of the pie, is actually going to be the sector. So how much pie did you take out of that circle? And then the segment of a circle is just the region of a circle bounded by an arc and a chord. So I have that central angle, but my chord is going to be created by those two endpoints. So I have a chord and an arc. And the area that's those two things create are going to be called the segment of a circle. So let's get into our area of a circle. So the area A of a circle is equal to pi times the square of the radius r. So remember, we're dealing with circles now, so that pi button is going to come back to us. So you're going to say pi times the radius squared, and remember to only square the radius. You are not squaring pi. That is very important. All right. An outdoor accessories company manufactures circular covers for outdoor umbrellas. One of the things that I think of when we go to the beach, those umbrellas that cover the chairs. If the cover is 8 inches longer than the umbrella on each side, find the area of the cover in square inches. So not necessarily the umbrella itself, just the cover. So because it's circular, we are going to use A equals pi r squared. So the one thing we need is the radius. So let's look over at our picture. And we know that 72 is the entire length. And for the cover, that also includes that 8 inches that it has to overlap the umbrella. So my radius is going to be 72, because that's the diameter divided by 2, which gives me 36 inches. So this half of the umbrella is 36 inches, but I can't forget that little 8-inch part that overlaps, so it covers that umbrella. So my radius is actually 44 inches. So when I get my radius, I can now plug it into that equation. A equals pi times 44 squared. And when you are in that calculator, I always like to put 44 squared, enter, and then times pi. I always like to make sure I'm doing it right. So I get 6,082. My area is approximately 6,082.1 inches squared. In my class, we've talked about leaving it in terms of pi, which I would approve of as well. So I'm just going to do 44 squared, which is 1936 pi inches is the exact answer. So either way will work. Go ahead and pause this video and go ahead and do your checkpoint, and then you'll get to check it. Right here is the answer, 100 pi feet squared, or you could say about 314.16 feet squared for your swimming pool cover. All right, let's go to the next page. Find the radius of a circle with an area of 58 inches squared. All right, area of a circle tells me I need to use A equals pi r squared. So I'm just going to fill in the blank because my area is 58. I'm going to fill in the blank pi r squared. Remember, pi is not a variable. It is an actual number. So I'm going to divide by pi. So when I go to 58 divided by pi, I get 18.46. So r squared equals 18 point, I'm going to go to 5 decimal places. That way I'm not rounding too early. That is the key to this. My radius then becomes about 4.3 inches. So we can remind ourselves, don't round too early. All right, stop this video and do your checkpoint number 2. And here is the check. We get A, answer A. All right, something new that we're going to talk about is the area of a sector, which just means if I'm cutting a pie, or if I have a piece of pizza or a whole pizza, how much of that whole pizza am I getting? So, you know, we always want the bigger piece of pie than maybe our sibling gets. So, the ratio of the area of the sector to the area of the whole circle, pi r squared, is equal to the ratio of the degree measure of the intercepted arc to 360. So this is similar to the arc length. Remember, we were talking about the circumference and the part of the circumference. Now we're talking about the area. So I have rewritten the proportion over here, and remember, the proportion and the equation are both the exact same. It just depends on what you want to do or use. So the area of a sector, which is the area of the part of the whole circle, over the area of the circle, and remember that can also be represented as pi r squared, equals the central angle over 360. Now remember, the central angle must be the angle of the sector we're dealing with. So make sure that that angle represents the shaded region or whatever sector you're using. That central angle is also going to be a degree. So it's going to be 100 degrees or 250 or however much over 360. All right, let's try some using that formula. A pie has a diameter of 9 inches and is cut into 10 congruent slices. What is the area of one slice to the nearest hundredth? So the area of one slice means we need to find the area of our sector. So the 4 things we need to find the area of the sector: we need the area of the circle, which means we need the radius. We need the degree, the central angle, and I guess 360, so really just 2 things. So find the arc measure of the slice of pie. So we need to find our degree. So since it's cut into 10 congruent slices, I'm going to say my whole circle divided by 10 congruent slices means that each piece of pie is about 36 degrees. All right, so I have my degrees. Now I need to make sure I find my radius, because the radius will allow us to find our area. So we need to find the radius of the pie, and that can help us use this to find the area of the circle and of the sector. So we know that our diameter is 9 inches. So our D equals 9 inches. But to find or to use it in our area equation, we need our radius. So we need to divide that by 2, which our radius becomes 4.5 inches. So then we're going to come back up here and use this equation. So my area of the sector, or my slice of pie, over my area of the circle, pi r squared, equals my degree, 36, over my entire degree. Now remember how to solve our proportions. We're going to cross multiply. So 360 times a equals 36 times pi times 4.5 squared. All right, so In my calculator, I'm going to do this left-hand side or this right-hand side first. So I'm going to say 4.5 squared, enter, times pi times 36. So that gives me 360a equals, remember, do not round too early, 0.22, let's see what that last digit was, 1. Alright, and then because we want to solve for a, I'm going to divide both sides by 360. So the area of my slice of pie is approximately divided by 360. Oh, I did it wrong. Let's put that back into our calculator. Divided by 360. So each slice of pie has an area of about 6.36 inches squared. Alright, that is it for this lesson. Hope that was helpful. You can always pause and go back or re-watch the video. Hope you enjoyed.